Geminis, welcome to August 2017. I hope you guys had an incredible July. I just want to quickly let you guys know about Mercury retrograde because as Geminis, you guys are ruled by Mercury, so you absolutely will feel these effects. So Mercury goes retrograde starting August 13th and it just creates havoc. So back up your computers right now, save your emails, do what you need to do to feel 100% secure. Definitely don't want to be signing any contracts. Definitely don't want to be making any major purchases, especially when it comes to technology or electronics. So like no cell phones, computers, even a printer was a bad idea for me. Cars, no way. Like that was torch. That was hell. Like I'm the worst astrologer ever because I literally bought a printer and a car during Mercury retrograde thinking, oh, I can handle it. No, it's brutal. Anyways, if you comment below with your birth time, date, and location, as usual, I will let you know exactly where Mercury is retrograding in your chart. And then you can just be more cognizant that those areas of your life are going to be going through some major upheaval because where Mercury is retrograding in your chart is where you're internalizing a lot of stuff, where you're going back and reflecting on it. So for instance, if your Mercury was retrograding over your 7th house of relationships, this would be a time when you're really focused on where you went wrong. And it gets real, you know, like you have to be really honest. You'll be focused on where you went wrong, where you ruffled some feathers. And when Mercury goes direct around September 5th, you can use that information to your advantage. So if you guys are writers, this is really an excellent time to just bunker away and write because first class writing right there. If Gemini, who is using Mercury retrograde to their full advantage, especially if it's retrograding over your 3rd house of communication, next level. Okay. I will also let you know where the sun is shining on your chart. And where the sun is shining is where you have more optimism, focus, and it's like a spotlight. So that's kind of my way of balancing it out. You have like a little bit of negative information when it comes to Mercury retrograde, but then I'll give you some positivity too and let you know where the sun is hitting it. That being said, August is an 8-month. It's all about focusing on where your power is, where your power lies, getting rewards where they're due, but then also losing rewards and gains, like getting lack thereof, if you weren't on the right path. So this is really a major month for a lot of people. And then September, of course, is going to be like a volcano. And like I said, if you give me your birth details, I can let you know how September's going to work out. But mostly in September, we'll get deeper about that. August is also a 9. Like a universal 9-month because you add 2017 in there, which is a 1. So completion of a cycle when it comes to these power imbalances. So the end of the power struggle, essentially, either manipulation, emotional power, spiritual power, or actual monetary, like financial power. So either, like when I say the end of that, I mean the end of a cycle, the completion of a cycle. If you were worried about your finances, August would be an excellent time to not sign anything, but to maybe talk with a financial advisor and just figure out where you have more money than you think, where your assets lie, and then also where you're overspending where you shouldn't be. Family is going to be a huge focus this month and probably already has been a huge focus for you guys in July. Spending time with the family, having fun with them, celebrating either marriages, parties. Something new definitely did start when it came to building your empowerment. So either new money came in or a new idea on how to make money. So really follow that through, because if it's coming up in this spread, it means that that's something that's really going to propel you forward. So if you came up with a new idea on how to make money, especially this month recently, you really want to figure out, use the Mercury retrograde period until September 5th to figure out how you can get working on that, how you can actually, where do you need to shine the light, where, and also where are the shadow sides of that, where does the light need to be shown in order to get really clear about how to get this money. And it's going to be tight. I don't usually say tight, but I'm seeing this person's tights, so I think it's going to be tight in a good way, like dope. That being said, let's get started. August 2017, Gemini. August 2017, Gemini. I got new cards, so they've been popping out everywhere. These ones really speak to me, which is awesome. Okay, so you guys are kind of at a standstill right now, but it's a heightened standstill. That's the theme. That's what's going on. You have tons of strength, really built yourself up, have been scoured, what's the word I'm looking for? A Gemini would know, where you kind of, like a squirrel who scours. You guys have really been scouring and really turning up some unturned earth to figure out where those hidden gems lie. And that's why that new idea came, like a ripple effect. So either an idea started something that started another idea, which started another idea, which started blah, 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 blah. So it was like a ripple effect idea that is really has a beautiful opportunity to just spearhead you guys into the next realm when it comes to your financial empowerment and your strength, your family, your happiness there, and just moving on from hard times, you know, just moving forward. We live in a world that's based on cycles, so everything comes and goes, like changes like the tides. So we always want to try and grasp those cycles so that we can take full advantage. If you know, for instance, that something is coming to an end, you can try and control and adhere your life to it by either making those endings or by just steering your life in that direction. Oh, okay, that seems like it's going to end here, so I'm just going to put more energy into it. I'm going to work with the universe, and it just flows life a lot easier, okay? Okay. So the situation is kind of this lack of change, fear of change, just fear of being out in the dark, out in the cold, essentially, wanting to really travel and get out there and make some changes, but just not feeling supported enough. Okay, not feeling like you have either the financial support. Okay, what is going on, Gemini? I know last time we were talking about moving on from your soulmate. So you guys must have, because that's kind of the theme right now. I feel like you're doing it on your own. But that brought in a lot of emotions that maybe you weren't ready to recognize. So now it's almost like you want to put more of a focus on your finances, because that's the only place where you have true strength, is just being, you know, this powerful, rich kid, essentially. However, because of that, it feels like you really want to move on from those hard times so that you can eventually get back to that happy family that you truly want. Although it feels like you need to give all of your heart and attention to finances, especially with this new work or this new whatever that came in, you want to just put your energy into that area, but you still wanted that change. You still really wanted that change. You just don't know what the change is. You know the change is here. You can feel the energy of it. You know that you finally melted away that soulmate relationship, although it still lingers, of course, but eventually it will melt. Just give it some time. However, you do really want some change. You just have no idea how to get it. You know it's there. What is it? Subconsciously, you know that you put out the work in order to receive changes, especially in your bounty, in your abundance. You know that you really built yourself up. You also had a little bit of a leg up. You had a little bit of a leg up when it came to what you're putting out there. Like either something new came in that gave you the opportunity to put out more, to give more into the universe, which always comes back threefold. So subconsciously, you are manifesting hardcore. You're putting the energy out there, but you're still thinking that with this new whatever, you are at a standstill. You want to move forward. You want to get some change, especially when it comes to your financial situation. However, it's kind of like you're just hobbling around right now. It's like, what do I do with this newfound change? What am I going to do with this new beginning? Okay. Right now, a new feeling also came in. You guys are feeling kind of emotional. You guys are feeling the feels. It's a nice feeling, though. It really is a pure, nice feeling, although it is leading into a lot of deeper emotions, which can be hard to grasp as a Gemini. The thing is Gemini being kind of that two-faced, that duality, can be either really, what I found personally, can either be really emotional or then emotionally shut off. It's like something can switch into Gemini where they're like, bye-bye, you know, or they're like 100% involved. Like it really is like like that Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. So that new emotion, that new feeling that came in kind of forced you to make that switch. It forced you to say, okay, I'm shutting down here, but I'm still over here. So this face you see, I'll be there for you, but as soon as you see my next face, bye-bye. So really try and focus in on that. That new emotion, that new feeling it's keeping you afloat. It's keeping you afloat, but it's just dive deeper. Keep following that emotion, keep following that feeling, what's going on, because unfortunately, new pain is coming, new emotional pain. It's anguish. It's absolute anguish. And it's something that maybe a Gemini is not used to, because they don't usually talk about their emotions. They don't usually talk about their pain. But it's just getting to a point where it's like, Geminis talk. Like, you need to communicate. You need to let it out. And if all this time you've been holding back these thoughts and holding back these words because you're afraid that you're being negative, or you're going to kind of rain on other people's parade, or be that dark cloud in somebody else's life, which a Gemini doesn't want to be, when is it your turn? How come other people can kind of be your dark cloud, but you can't be anybody's? Right? Like, I have tons of Geminis in my lives right now that when do you want to talk? You know, like, I know my father-in-law did just lose his soulmate, and like, when do we talk about it? Never. He hasn't spoken about it at all. It's really time, and I understand it's because there's confusion there. Is this change actually happening? Is this 100%? I'm confused. I don't even know where we stand. I don't know where we're at. So as a Gemini, you never want to communicate something until you have all the facts, even if they're just the minor facts. You want to make sure that before you start talking about it, you're clear on it. So that's where a lot of the confusion is coming in. Friends and family have been really noticing how well you've been doing and how much you've built for yourself and how much you've grown. Even if you can't see it, your family and friends do, okay? Hope and fear. Who's this? Is this the soulmate? Is this the spouse? Is this the potential? Or is this just you wanting to be in a heightened state? This card is all about your intuition. It's all about looking through the cracks. It's all about seeing what you have, your abundance, and trying to find that abundance and holding on to it for dear life, but almost not to crush it. I forget who said the quote, but they were talking about the difference between liking something and loving something or someone. And when you like a flower, you pick it and you bring it home, however that flower dies. When you love a flower, you just sit there and honor its beauty. And you don't pick it. You realize that picking it would end its life. So hope and fear is for you to pick that flower and bring it home, but you know that you need to just watch it bloom on its own, even if that means that you have to walk away from it. In the long run, there will be empowerment. There will absolutely be empowerment, especially when it comes to home and family. That empowerment starts with first recognizing what you've built for yourself so far and how far you've come and how stable you are. And that will force you to get real about what's going on with this soulmate, what's been going on with this relationship, what's been going on with this union, and also following through this new thought on how to build up your power back. Okay, so my advice to you, dear Geminis, is to follow through with that new thought, that new idea that came in. Because that's really going, it's tight. It's really going to build you up. Okay? That being said, I am now offering life purpose reports. So these life purpose reports use astrology, numerology, and intuitive tarot. It comes in a 10 to 15 page report, and also around a 30-minute video. So it gets to the heart of what your life purpose is, why you're here, your direction, if you're on the right path. It talks about your strengths, your weaknesses, what you really should be doing, and what you can be using to your full advantage going forward. Because 2017, new beginnings, if you can start your 2017, especially in September, start that now, you'll be happy for the next 8 years at least, because you'll have more of a clear direction on which path to take. So That's all I have for you, Geminis. I hope you have an amazing, amazing August. Stay strong, stay happy, keep chatting. Careful with the Mercury retrograde. Remember that it's most potent 3 days before and 3 days after. So between August 10th to the 15th to September like 2nd to like the 8th, you really just want to take it slow. Take it really, really slow, okay? It's no game when it comes to Mercury retrograde. I love you guys, and I will see you in September. Bye, guys.